So as it turns out, there's a fucking test. Not a test. It's a whole, basically, midterms will happen 3 days later. I just learned that, a few days ago, and I sort of revised just a little bit, so I'm pretty much fucked. I have 3 days left until the midterm start, and it's my last midterm of my life, so, guess I gotta work hard. It's October 26th, still haven't talked to Mary or Linda, but, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go through a little bit of, physics, and, maybe some biology if I have time. I want to sleep at around 1 a.m. Yesterday I slept at around 12:45, which is a breakthrough. I've never slept this early for like a few months. So, I'm gonna try to keep my sleep, intact and not rely on sleeping pills, because once I go to bed, after 1:50 or 1:45, I will lose my sleepiness, because my biological clock is not, that's that's what Kingsley said, and he's like number one in biology in the whole grade, the whole form. He's the best student in biology, so I trust him, and I trust him that I should, by using trial and error, I should find out what is the best period of time for me to sleep, so that I don't have to take sleeping pills. So there's that. Anyway, physics. So, hey guys, what's up? I'm back, and I'm going to talk more about school. Sit tight. And, I have a lot to talk about. A lot had happened. It's been a pretty eventful week. So the last time I talked about school, it was right after October 11th, October 12th, and October 11th is one of the more unpleasant days of the year, because I just felt like a giant failure. And also, I forgot to report the date. Today is October 26th. And 2 days until the midterms. I'm fucked. I didn't revise much. An hour ago, I was with Natalie. We studied a bit. We revised a bit in the Central Library of Hong Kong. And then I came back home. I don't know what the fuck am I doing. I guess I'm tired of having a boring life, so Natalie told me that, she's studying in the library, and she asked if I want to join, and I was like, yeah, you know what, fuck it. I just grabbed my wallet, grabbed my phone, grabbed a bunch of books, and just went there and came back within like an hour and a half, because I don't care about, having a stable lifestyle anymore. I can, you know what, I'm just gonna waste money. I'm gonna spend time and effort for fucking nothing, because at this point in my life, I know I'm 17 years old, but it feels like I'm already old, and at this point in my life, nothing matters anymore, like, I feel like I've finally reached the final stages of my life right now. I'm fucking 17. And I'm already having like an end life crisis. And yeah, nothing matters anymore. I can sacrifice my physical health and my mental health for fucking nothing, and it's going to not worth it, and it's going to be fine by me. Anyway, I'm gonna start off talking about school. from October 14th. So sit tight. First of all, for the entire week, Mary's nowhere to be found. At one point, I saw Mary briefly talking to Oliver, very briefly, but Mary was nowhere to be found. So I was hoping that, Mary would show up and I can, maybe talk to her. I will cover that topic a little later. Anyway, not much had happened. Not much had happened. I did watch a volleyball match. Potato Gang, aka Kingsley, Grant, Ernest, the boys, the boy gang. They had a volleyball match with with another school, with some guys from another school. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then on that day, because of the secret, okay, so if you have been following these videos, you know that I learned about a secret like 1.5 months ago. And this secret is some adult explicit stuff where two-person, I'm not going to name names, even though they're fake names, I'm not going to name names, they had some sexual activities. And I know the secret, and that person told me, I was directly told by the person who's involved in the activity that this activity took place. And another person, and there are two other person who knows about the secret, and that is Tyrus and Idris. So I literally went up to Idris and talked to him about the secret. And Tyrus said, yeah, it's like old news now, it's kind of a joke now. And Idris is like, yeah, this happened. And I was like, yeah, wasn't you surprised about it? Idris was like, yeah. And Idris was like, yeah, we can talk about it later. They're really chill for some reason, which is a good thing, I guess. October 15th, Mary's nowhere to be found. Anne told Natalie that a long time ago, Jordana and Pink wanted to support Topher against Natalie because Topher and Natalie, more like Natalie broke up with Topher because Topher is a perverted son of a bitch. And Jordana and Natalie had an argument before. Pink and Natalie also had an argument before, so Pink and Jordana teamed up and wanted to support Topher, except Topher hated Jordana as well. So the whole thing didn't happen. Topher and Caroline had lunch together, apparently. It looks like that. Hopefully it's not like that, because if Topher deserves to talk to people like Caroline, why do I not deserve? Anyway. Yeah, anyway, I'm sad about the short film and all that. October 16th, Mary is nowhere to be found again. You know how a couple weeks ago I accidentally pissed off Selena? But Selena is not a holder of grudges. She doesn't get angry at one person and stay angry at that person for a long time. So, during maths class, I was just hanging out with Oliver, the usuals, and, Selena said, Wingardium Leviosa, and I was like, Expecto Patronum. So, Harry Potter references. Not much else. I left with Pink and Leo, and there's a Chinese test, and fuck that Chinese test. I screwed it up, and yeah. On October 17th, Selena sprained her right knee, and now she's crippled. And then, yeah, not much had happened. I found out about an Instagram account of one of our English teachers. And, you know, because I'm the motherfucking detective. And, I somehow found this Instagram account of one of our English teachers, who is, from Cambridge, UK. And I told Leo, I also told Oliver, and Leo told the teacher. Anyway, not much. It was a day 5, and you know, in the schedule cycle, which means there's sports class, PE, and then there's chemistry, SBA, which stands for Chemistry School-Based Assessment, which means we're gonna have to go to the chemistry lab and perform experiments and finish this test. And I and Jordana were discussing about that chemistry test, and we were talking about, you know, potassium permanganate, doing titration of, what was it? What did, wow, I forgot. Yeah, no, we were doing, we were trying to figure out the number of moles of water in a sample of hydrous ammonium something, and we need to extract 25 centimeters cube of that, and then another 25 centimeters cube of sulfuric acid, and then we need to, like, you know, stir it up and then titrate it against potassium permanganate and all that good stuff. And it's fucking After the chemistry SBA, Mary had a brief chat with Oliver, and then that's it. But yeah, I had 2 consecutive dreams about Natalie for some reason. And I dreamed that she had a crush on Leo earlier this year. I dreamed about Natalie and Ronald being boyfriends. And now I dream about Natalie having a crush on Leo. It just, this, you know, my dreams, it just accentuates how sexless I am, and how lonely I am. And it doesn't make any sense, because, like, nobody hates me. Nobody likes me either. It's like nobody cares about me. But yeah, it's fucking sad. Anyway, not much had happened on October 18th. I was waiting for my bus, and then Tyrus and Idris were there as well, and they came up to me, and we talked a little bit, and it was quite surprising that they were quite chill. You know, they weren't bad people at all. Also, I found out that Leo's parents are divorced, and that's like a long time ago. But like, I always think Leo has some family problems, because he doesn't live with his, you know, parents. So I've always known that he has some family problems, but I didn't really know for sure that his parents are divorced. So, you know, there's that. Anyway, now let's get to the next week. The previous week, it's very uneventful, and then the next week, it's fucking eventful. So much had happened. Sit tight. Also, I forgot to mention that on October 18th, I followed Oliver around, and Oliver went into 6D, the classroom 6D. In 6D, we have Pete, Vera, Colin, Umbriel, and some other people who used to know me and who used to be in the same class as I was, but they all pretended that I don't exist. But they all acknowledge Oliver's existence. And it's kind of cool that, you know, I'm with Oliver at that moment. Otherwise, they wouldn't even see me. But still, it just hurts that I was in the same class as this person and that person, and they still don't think I exist. And then on Sunday, I watched Joker. But before I went to if I tell you what district in Hong Kong it is, you'd be confused because you probably have no idea where that is. So let's just say this is my home, this is the cinema, and I'm supposed to meet my cousin around the cinema, and then in between it's Natalie's place. So I actually stopped by and did some homework with Natalie in a cafe. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, October 21st, it was a Monday. Mary's nowhere to be found. Caroline's talking to Harry. Natalie's been having chest pain and migraines for 4 days apparently. And Selena accidentally left her phone in my drawer. And also Marty found out about my YouTube channel, which is like crazy, but he promised that he wouldn't tell anyone. I trust him, I guess. He's the 5th person to know though. Like, the first person to know is Nick, and then it's Cedric. No, the first person is Cedric, and then it's Nick, and then it's Leo, then it's Natalie, then it's Marty. Anyway, after school, now this is where the drama starts. I'm friendless, I'm sexless, I'm lonely. I decided to leave with Russ and Selena and Suki and Edward on that day because they were, friends and all that. And Selena asked me where will I go for university, and I said USA, and I started feeling sad because I know that if I go to USA, I will be even lonelier. So I'm a sad person. I'm a downer. And then I asked Russell, what kind of person do you think Isaiah is? Isaiah, who isn't in the same class as I am, who doesn't know me, but who have said hi to me before, and who is, I have speculated, a boyfriend and ex-boyfriend of Mary's. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I asked Russ, who do you think, what kind of person do you think Isaiah is? And Selena's like, he's joking again. And I said, no, I'm not joking, I'm being serious. And I told Russ how much I distrust Isaiah. Because what kind of person do you have to be in order to be Mary's boyfriend? But yeah. Anyway. I and Russ also talked about who turned Anne in. If you don't know this, Anne was caught using her phone. But actually that's untrue. Somebody told our teacher that Anne was using her phone during the picnic day, during the barbecue. But we don't know who that someone is. And, rumors say that it's Jordana because it makes a lot of sense because Jordana hates Anne. But Russ confirmed that it wasn't Jordana. Not that he confirmed, though. Like, he said it wasn't Jordana, but I don't think he's sure of it. So I guess I'll further investigate this more. But yeah, Selena talked about it as well. Also, there's this moment during a biology lab session. Not really biology lab session. It was after school. Me and a bunch of others were in the biology lab because we had to do this project where we put paper discs of antibiotics in an agar plate, just incubated with bacteria, and we had to measure the clear zones around the antibiotics to find out which antibiotic is the strongest. And Natalie was there for no reason because Natalie is a friend of Anne and Maria's, and Anne and Maria studies biology, but Natalie doesn't. So Natalie was in the lab as well, and when I was just doing the lab, measuring the clear zones, I looked at Natalie because why not? And then Natalie, for some reason, Natalie was already looking at me, so we basically locked eyes for 1 second and we didn't really talk about it. And then, just when you think there is some sort of sexual tension between me and her, I kindly remind you that there isn't. Earlier today, Natalie told me that I am her most platonic friend. Anyway, my life is fucking depressing. October 22nd. Yeah, okay, anyway, I'm gonna follow you up with my investigations on who turned Anne in. I asked Pink. Pink said Scooby told her. Scooby said she overheard Anne talking about it on the chemistry SBA day. So that's it. And one day I just went up to Natalie and Anne and talked about my investigation results. And Anne was like, really? Really? And she's being kind of rude. Yeah, basically. Anyway, back to October 22nd. In the morning, I found out that Pink had changed her WhatsApp profile picture into a bloody hand with the word help underneath. Edgy, but come on, you're 17 years old. Why are you still being, edgy like this? In the morning, she cried. Outside of the classroom, Betsy, Leo, and not Betsy. Betsy's ex-boyfriend and Leo just comforted Pink. And then later on, Pink tried to slit her wrists. And I looked at her wrist. Like, the last time I looked at her left wrist, it was, like, pretty clean. But, I looked at her wrist again, and it's, like, full of red lines again. It's like she did all this in just the span of one night. And then she tried to slit her wrists in the fucking classroom while other classmates are around with a blue ball pen. And I don't know why I didn't stop her. I guess I would be rude to stop her from hurting herself. So I decided to look for her boyfriend, Leo. So I ran up to Leo and said, hey, Pink is trying to slice her wrist again. And guess what Leo said? Leo said, yeah, whatever. Leave her be. And I was like, dude, you're his boyfriend. At least have the responsibility, like, you have the responsibility to talk her out of self-harming. At least talk to her. So yeah, Leo's not a good boyfriend. I didn't tell him that. I thought that. Yeah, also Maria calls me a detective because I am. Ha! October 23rd, one day before Mary's birthday. During lunch I asked Hanz and Tom who do they think turned Anne in, and they were actually interested. They don't think I'm spitting bullshit. Hanz said it might be Maria, which is an interesting hypothesis that's actually kinda plausible, but it could very well be Jordana as well. And also Hanz said Betsy dislikes him for some reason. After school, there were 10 boys in the classroom, no girls, and we just played dodgeball. We played like volleyball together, but dodgeball. Yeah, dodgeball basically. And it was a lot of fun. Ernest also accidentally revealed that he thinks Jordana stole his pen, and Jordana is the thief of many other things as well, because Grant just lost his laboratory coat, and me, Leo, and Adam just lost our erasers. So we think Jordana is a thief. Anyway, later on, I left with Leo and Pink. Pink said she's moving out. and with a primary school classmate, elementary school classmate. And then after Pink's parents agree that Pink can move out, then Pink can move to Leo's house, which is great. I'm happy for her, to be honest, because I know why Pink cried and tried to, cut herself, because it was family issues. It was her mom basically just, yelling at her all the time, being a total, but yeah, there's that. So I'm happy for Pink.